Oh, hello there. I'm Dr. David Heiduck, and welcome to Dave's Pet Peeves, where I get to talk about things that really burn me up. Well, burning makes me think about the sun, and the sun makes me think about Sunday, and Sunday makes me think about how no one goes to church anymore. According to recent studies, a large percentage of the US population has no religious affiliation whatsoever. Many of these people might call themselves agnostic, which they equate with searching. Now, a brief bit about that word agnostic. It comes from the Greek a, meaning no, and gnosis, meaning knowledge. So effectively, if you were to ask someone if God exists, and they say they are agnostic, it's like them saying, I don't know. They might even say, no one can know. Among those who consider themselves agnostics are those who may believe that God exists, but don't know which religion, if any, is true. Now, saying, I don't know, may mean I am sincerely searching for answers to the questions, does God exist, or which religion is true? But I haven't found satisfactory ones yet. I have a lot of respect for sincere searchers of this kind. They are doing the legwork. Those who are sincerely searching aside, for many so-called agnostics, at least those I have met, their agnosticism is really a matter of convenience. They are rarely sincerely trying to discover answers to their questions. They haven't even investigated the great arguments for God's existence given by philosophers throughout human history, like the 5 ways of St. Thomas Aquinas. These so-called searchers aren't searching too hard, is my point. The same is the case regarding their search for which religion is true. They may shrug off Christianity as nothing but mere myths, but they've never researched how such a claim is ridiculous on the face of it, given the evidence. They don't even know there is evidence. And they might not care if they're not really searching. Most people are just lazing on a Sunday morning. They don't want to have to go to church, so it's easier to hold that God doesn't exist, or that if he did, he certainly would understand why you don't go. Well, God may understand that. Whether he accepts it is another matter. And this is another key point. It is impossible to live as an agnostic. You need to make choices, moral choices. And you need to base those choices on some hierarchy of values. If God exists, then there are universal truths, including moral ones. If I claim I don't know if God exists, then I do not need to feel myself bound by such norms. Then I can decide to act on what I feel is right and wrong, which is often simply whatever I like best or feel like doing. Or perhaps more altruistically, whatever I think will make me and everybody else the happiest. In other words, agnosticism really leads to moral relativism or utilitarianism. So dismissing God is awfully convenient for the person who does so, at least in terms of being able to live as they please. And so, a word to those who claim to be agnostic but aren't the sincere searcher types. Quit hiding behind the sophistication of a nice title like agnostic when you've done none of the legwork. It's an insult to real agnostics. Well, I feel better now.